Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Ford versus Ferrari. Christian Bale, Matt Damon, about Shelby versus Miles. I think that's what it was. Anyway, 1966 race car stuff. No, it's supposed to be pretty good. It's pretty interesting because my father-in-law is a big Shelby fan. His hero is Shelby. So he told me he was very excited to see this. I never got to ask him what he thought of it after he saw it. So I'll get into it a little bit more now, find out what it's really about, and eventually I'll ask my father-in-law what he thinks. 2 hours and 32 minutes long, but hopefully it's worth it. Matt Damon, Christian Bale, it's got to be good, right? Stick around. 8.3 on IMDb. So let's see if we think it's that high. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Ford versus Ferrari, 1 hour, 6 minute, 27 second mark of a 2 hour and 32 minute movie, 32 seconds. So I got a better idea of the plot. So Matt Damon plays Cal Shelby, who has been recruited and hired by Ford, and most notably Lee Iacocca, who's played by John Bernthal. So they come up with the Fords, try and figure this out. And John Bernthal, or Lee Iacocca, comes up with the idea of like, hey, we got to beat Ferrari at Le Mans because that's the thing to do. It's not about who makes the most cars; it's about who has the fastest car. And Ferrari always has the fastest car. So they go out and they recruit Cal Shelby, and Cal Shelby wants Ken Miles on his team, basically to help build and drive the car. Well, Ford decides that, well, maybe he's not the right person for the job. But it's that whole journey that we've seen for the first hour of, why Ford is losing, and then how they recruit Shelby, and then how he brings on Ken Miles, and then how Ford decides Ken Miles is not the right guy to drive the car, kind of thing. So that's really where we are. A long time to get there, but it's a lot of development, which is great, and then there's a lot more to go. But it's very entertaining, something I know little about. So it's very interesting to me. So, and it, I always liked Christian Bale. I always thought he was a really pretty good actor in everything that he's done. And Matt Damon, of course, is pretty good as himself. So, so far, very good. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm going to get back to it here a little bit more, but I wanted to clear up some of the things that I think I thought Christian Bale was playing the Ferrari owner, but he's not. He's the driver, so that makes it even better. So far so good. Let me get back to it, see if there's anything more interesting. That I'll stop it and I'll tell you, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you at the end and tell you my final thoughts. So stick around, I'll be back. Okay everybody, we're at the credits of Ford versus Ferrari, and fantastic movie. Ford versus Ferrari equals fantastic. And one of the things that I must have in a good story about true events or based on real life is I want to see words at the end that tell me more after the story's over, and pictures of the people. Now there's not an abundance of it, but it exists. So there are words at the end that give you a little insight, and again the pictures. And I thought, Christian Bale kind of did look like Ken Miles. And I tell you what, how awful you have to feel for him. If I didn't know any of this. I knew Carroll Shelby developed Mustangs for Ford. I knew that, or something along those lines. That's all I know. Otherwise, I had knew nothing else about it. I'm surprised after watching this that he would continue to do that. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because maybe you went into this blindly like I did, and I don't want to ruin it. But if you know the story, maybe you're asking yourselves that. I mean, money talks, I guess, right? But what a great story. Somewhat of a great story. I mean, it's well told, let me tell you that. The acting is fantastic. Christian Bale, he's phenomenal. Matt Damon's good, don't get me wrong, but Christian Bale is, he stands out to me in this one. Enjoyed him, and I forget what the other, Lucas something. He played the senior vice president to Henry Ford, and he was a good villain, I think. So it's surprising. It was how they made Henry Ford look, that whole corporate entity of Ford, and then Shelby and Ken Miles. So the other interesting piece, again, not knowing anything, I know racing, and they have Daytona and stuff like that. 24 hours. They had Le Mans. I think Daytona was 24 hours too in this, but like that was the big race, the Le Mans 24-hour race, and their car was the only one ever to win it. But like they have to substitute drivers in and out. You know what I mean? Like there's long pit stops. He stopped to call his wife, and that's when it dawned on me. I'm like, I can't believe he's calling his wife during the race. But yeah, it's 24 hours, so there's a lot going on. I mean, they swap out drivers and stuff like that. So that was a surprise. But again, very interesting movie. If you like cars, if you like these actors, if you want to learn a little bit more about Ford, I think this is a great movie. I'm going to probably give it an 8, at least an 8. I was interested the entire time. I'll tell you right now, it's 2:30 in the morning, and I stayed awake the entire time, was intrigued, didn't fall asleep at all, wasn't bored. There was no real log. Oh, let me touch one more thing, and I'll let you go. The other piece that they show a lot was Ken Miles and his kid. He's a family life. Obviously, he's a father and a son, and it's not over the top. It's not too much, but you can see the relationship. So there's his relationship with Carroll Shelby, sure, but then also his relationship with his son, and I think they did a great job with that. I thought they would have done it a little bit further at the end to show something. I had my thoughts, but they did a little bit with Matt Damon and stuff like that, but not what I thought. I thought they could have done a little bit more, but that's okay. It's based on a true story, so they couldn't have done any more. And I'm also interested to know how much of it really is true. Like I know I'm sure they throw in some pieces to make it more interesting, and like I'd like to know what pieces are not true and what pieces are true, to see like was it really what they did was. And I understand all the big stuff, the racing and the finishing and all that stuff. I get that. That's probably all documented, but outside of that, like what else was really true? Was the second, I can't remember the guy, Leo, I think his name was, senior vice president to Henry Ford, was he that conniving kind of thing? So alright, that's it. That's all I got for you. Check it out. If you haven't, there's no reason not to. I can't think of a reason unless you don't like good movies, cars, Christian Bale, or Matt Damon. It's probably the only reason you should watch this movie. So once you do, let me know. Love to hear comments. What do you think of the movie? And if you haven't already, tell all your friends, come to Kimmel's Irish Pub, and tune in next time yourself. We'll see ya.